OKC, I'm in the Thunder. I be feeling like I'm chick. Switch up like KD, Draymond. Don't give me a tick. Ain't get no rest. I wrapped it right off my chest.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Season 2, Episode 4 of the Fan Take. Same crew as usual. I'm Cam, and you know we got my boy Tweety over here. Tweety, what you got to say to the people?
Feel the culture. Very excited for this episode right here. You know, very important. But we've been doing great on the video show. I just want to ask everybody, can they like and subscribe to the video and get out to more people, and we can continue doing this. We've been growing great, and I love y'all guys.
Absolutely. Game 7. Well, Game 7, the best two words in sports, NBA Finals 2025. You got the OKC Thunder winning their first championship in their short franchise history spanning since 2008. The second finals run ever in their franchise. You got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Shea Butter, the MVP, Finals MVP as well. Put on a great performance the entire 2025 NBA Finals. What do you have to say about the finals as a whole?
Man, I have a lot to say about the finals. It was one of the best finals I've seen in a minute, man. It like even the fact that we won the finals, like as an OKC Thunder fan, been here a long time, you know, been through the struggle and everything. Even just because we won, don't make it the best time. It was so competitive, like it was up and down all the time. You never know who was gonna win the game. Even when Haliburton went down, you still thought they had a chance because they were still in that fight. The Thunder just ended up going on one of those runs that they've been going on all season. They was able to maintain enough of the lead, so the game wasn't even really scary. Past fourth quarter, 8 minutes left, it was like, okay, we know that OKC Thunder can pull this out. We can win. We was already celebrating them, and we had everybody crying. I mean, it was so much emotion in OKC every single game. You felt like every game was Game 7, man. OKC was lit. The Indiana was the same way. I mean, going in the enemy territory every time, I felt like we was gonna lose. Because they was the same way our crowd was. I mean, this finals was like so much enthusiasm, so much energy, man. Everybody was watching. Then nobody know who was going to win. We had, from the polls I seen a little more people going for Indiana towards like the end of the series because they was like, okay, they ball and Haliburton doing this thing. But OKC ended up, you know, coming in the thing as favorites and ended up pulling it out to win.
Yeah, you know, it was a pretty good series. Obviously, went to a Game 7, the first Game 7 in NBA Finals since 2016. Obviously, 2016 was the one that LeBron James and the Cavaliers finally brought it home. But yeah, the first Game 7 since 2016. Very competitive series. Basically, every game was competitive besides, I believe it was Game 6 where the Pacers, you know, extended the series at home to get it to a Game 7. They basically kind of blew the Thunder out the water, but for the most part, it was pretty competitive series, game by game. I'm not gonna say everybody was watching because everybody was not watching.
Yeah, viewership was low.
Viewership was low. The final numbers haven't came out yet, but I mean, you knew that coming into the series, knowing that you had two small NBA markets make it to the NBA Finals. Obviously, Shai is the MVP, but you know, and Shai got his cult following, but Shai, you know, hasn't made his fandom to the point where other guys are like, you know, LeBron and Steph Curry, KD. I mean, you know, it's not fair comparing him to them. Tyrese Haliburton, like I said, he has his cult following, but he still hasn't made it to that level that, you know, some other superstars are on. But, you know, for two franchises to be in the NBA Finals that are small, don't have a lot of national viewership for the most part, national fandom for the most part, but they came out and played a very, very competitive series. Breaking down some of the numbers a little bit, obviously Shai Gilgeous-Alexander won the Finals MVP. He averaged 30 points in the finals to go along with 4.5 rebounds and 5.5 assists. And Pascal Siakam, who was the Eastern Conference MVP, he averaged 19 points per game, 7.7 rebounds per game, and 3.5 assists, around 3.5 assists. He had 3.7 assists. Obviously, Tyrese Haliburton went down with an injury, and I believe it was Game 5. He had a calf injury, and, you know, it was kind of questionable how, you know, he was going to go for the rest of the series. Obviously, he came out of Game 6 and looked like, you know, nothing was wrong with him at all. He had a real good game. And then Game 7, you know, tragically, everybody's seen it. He came out of the game hot. He was like, he hit 3 of his first 4 shots. All 3 of them was 3-pointers. And a few minutes into the game after that, he fell down with a leg injury, the same leg that he had the calf injury in. And then obviously after the game, it came out that he had the Achilles. What do you think about that injury for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, for Tyrese Haliburton?
I mean, that injury is devastating, but it's the way of basketball. I mean, every time you see a good run, even if this year, last year, these whole 7 past last years, it always ends in the injury, man. The storybook team that you think can just come and steal the game, they always end up getting injured, and it's crazy to see, man. It was heartbreaking. Even I was a little sad. I was like, man, Tyrese down. I wanted to win, because I wanted to win this with the full OKC, full pace, because I like to feel a little more accomplished, even though I'm not on the court. I feel like I'm a part of the team, man. I love the OKC Thunder. There's a lot of talk about Haliburton, man. I don't see too much talk about Siakam. Siakam was the best player on that team the whole playoffs, man. I don't care what nobody talking about. Siakam was that guy where every time he got the ball, I thought he was going to score. I was so scared of that man in this series, man. Every time he got the ball, he got straight to the rim, he got to the basket, he got to work. Siakam was that guy keeping them games close, man. I think he averaged 21 for the series, 19, something like that.
Siakam had averaged 19.
Yeah, he was balling, man. He was going crazy. He was getting rebounds. He was everywhere. He was on defense, getting great blocks last night. That man Siakam was scary, man. He was the best player on the place by far.
Yeah, for sure. Pascal Siakam was very, very impressive these playoffs, especially in the conference finals and the finals. Obviously, like I mentioned earlier, he was the Western Conference Finals MVP. When a lot of guys was kind of thinking that Tyrese Haliburton was going to get it. I think Tyrese Haliburton thought he was going to get it as well, but Pascal Siakam, Spicy P, was able to come away with that Finals MVP in the West. Transitioning to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, SGA, Shea Butter. Shai had obviously a pretty legendary season. When you look at the stats, when you look at some of his accomplishments, he's the first player to win Finals MVP, League MVP, and scoring champ in the same season since Michael Jordan did it in the 90s. What do you think about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's run this year, and what do you think it means for his stature going forward in the league?
I think he's the second best player in the world right now. I'm gonna debunk a lot of this stuff, man. MVP James Harden, MVP LeBron James shot more free throws than him. He shoot free throws, man, but it's the way he playing the game. It's the way he get into the bucket. So I'm not trying to. I need people to stop trying to make this season seem less than what it was, man. It was one of the great seasons of our time, man. It was top 5 for sure, top 10 probably. Finals MVP, led the team to 6 to 8 wins. Man, that man played great this season. This was one of the best seasons we've ever seen. Being alive.
What?
Bro, this is one of the best seasons we've seen since we started watching basketball, man. That man
from one person?
Yeah, from one person, for sure.
Yeah,
not team, right? Yeah, for sure. Because OKC still has a lot of room to grow, and that's crazy to even say because how we dominate this season. But this is more on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Man, crafty buckets. He was by far the best scorer on the court this year. I ain't seen nobody score that smooth in a long time, man. He was mixing dudes up. He was hitting mid-range. He was getting to the rim. Anytime you needed him, he was going to take 5 to 10 shots, and he was going to make half, and he was going to bring you back. He was going to rally. He played defense. He had blocks. Man, that man played amazing this season. It was just great watching somebody play that good on your team, knowing that you had guys like Westbrook, Harden, and KD before. You never thought you was going to get a guy like that. This soon, man, that man Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he got the people in OKC. He got them feeling good, man. He played great. Now, all them MVPs well deserved. Well, probably MVP was a little less deserved, but he still played good enough to get it. He was good enough to be in the conversation to have everybody thinking who's gonna win. Champ. You feel what I'm saying? Scoring champ, what he averaged, 33, 32, 32.1. Man.
Yeah.
Man, that man, I can't keep hearing the slander.
32.7.
Yeah, 32.7. I can't keep hearing the slander on this season, man. It was a great, efficient season, man. What he shot, 55%? He shot a great percentage too. I want to put all of it in there, man. Man, it was great.
He shot 46% from the field, and 28% from the 3-point line.
Horrible from the 3-point line. You gotta get that better. But man,
he's a mid-range scorer for sure.
From the mid-range, I ain't gonna lie. If Shai Gilgeous-Alexander get that 3 down, hey, we might be having some conversation.
Oh my bad, I'm tripping. That was playoff numbers. Regular season numbers. He was averaged 32.7 points for the season on 51.9% shooting from the field and 37.5% shooting 3-point line and 89.8% shooting from the free throw line.
Yeah, I just want to praise that guy, man, because this is something we haven't seen since Jokic 2 years ago. Like, just dominate the whole season. Mm-hmm. Like this was special.
It was definitely special. Obviously, like I mentioned, Shai, first time since Michael Jordan, Finals MVP, regular season MVP, scoring champion, and obviously, he's going to be the first guy to do it with the conference MVP. Obviously, conference MVP only got instituted a few years ago, so that's going to be one of the next accolades that guys and superstars in the future are going to try to grab that conference MVP along with the other season titles and things like that. So yeah, a little historical context. This marks the 7th different NBA champion in 7 years. That's parity that we haven't really seen for quite a while in the NBA. And obviously the Oklahoma City Thunder are the second youngest NBA champions since the 1975 Trailblazers, with obviously led by Bill Walton. So very historic company for Oklahoma City Thunder, and very historic company just for the NBA in general. Why does mine look so dark? I don't have the light boxes on.
It did look a little dark, but
I don't have the light boxes on.
Yeah, I'm saying it didn't look bad, but it did look a little dark. It looked like.
All right, so now talking Kevin Durant to the Houston Rockets. Yes, Kevin Durant, the trade that we've all been looking for the last couple episodes. Kevin Durant has been acquired by the Houston Rockets from the Phoenix Suns in a trade that includes Jalen Green, Dillon Brooks, their 2025 first-round pick, number 10, and 5 future second-round draft picks. Kevin Durant, who's now 36 years old, is going to turn 37 next season, has averaged 26.6 points per game, 6 rebounds per game, and 4 assists last season. He's still shooting the league, including nearly 40% from the three-point line, and his contract runs through the 2025-2026 season with eligibility for a 2-year, $122 million extension starting July 6th. Now, obviously, we've talked about possible destinations for Kevin Durant. Obviously, we included Houston Rockets in that mix. Very strong fit. He got Ime Udoka there. Ime Udoka was on the bench for the Brooklyn Nets as an assistant coach when Kevin Durant was there. Obviously, the Celtics, led by Ime Udoka, would sweep the Kevin Durant-led Nets a couple years ago when they ran up against the Nets in the first round of the NBA playoffs. So what do you think about this trade, first off, for the Houston Rockets?
Man, I say this all the time. I'm like, we shouldn't jump to get happy because superstars get traded to teams and they have to lose a lot to get traded to the team. But I will say this wasn't a bad trade on the Houston side, rather than the lot of second-round draft pick. I believe you probably can find a gem within those, but those are sort of useless to some people. You didn't really give up that much. You gave up Jalen Green, who was horrible in the playoffs. You gave up Dillon Brooks, who kind of shied away in the playoffs because I definitely put money on him by 2 times, and I remember him dropping 3 and 4 points. So I remember him playing around in the playoffs too. So you really gave up 2 guys that can't finish in the playoffs. Well, they were still kind of young. I think Dillon Brooks is 24, 25. Jalen Green, what about the same, 23, 24?
Jalen Green is
probably 23, 22. He's still pretty young.
Yeah, he's still pretty young. He was born in 2002, so he's 23.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Jalen Green, 23. Dylan Brooks probably a year older than that, something like that. Those guys were fairly still young. GKD, 37-year-old, he gonna come in there, he gonna ball, he gonna do probably the same thing both of those two players were doing anyway. So I don't really think you gained anything off the trade. You gave up the pick that's coming up in the draft, and you probably do need one more player to play. I see here they got Van Vliet, Amir Thompson, Jabari Smith, KD, and Sengun starting. That sounds like a solid five. They can get them back to that number 2 seed if they max out, what they can accomplish. You got Aaron Holiday, Cam Whitmore, Tari Eason, Jason Tate, Jeff Green, Steven Adams, Landale down there. I mean, that's a solid roster. I'm not really looking too bad on that. I'm looking at them to be able to grab they was the second seed last year. So like I'm looking like I'm really putting it to the point. You got KD now. I'm looking at you to grab that third seed, second seed. I'm looking at you to still be in that range where you playing a home playoff, at least 1 through 4. I need you to be up in there, with Kevin Durant being at it.
Yeah. And update, Dylan Brooks is 29.
Oh my God!
Yeah, he's been around the block for a little while.
Oh my God!
Yeah, but yeah, he was on the Grizzlies when I was in middle school, so he's been here for a minute.
Okay.
But yeah, as you said, very good trade as far as on the Rockets side. They give up Jalen Green, who obviously was a young piece, but he's still is a big work in progress. Very athletic guard. He can shoot a little bit, quick, all the things, but he's still a pretty raw prospect. And if the Houston Rockets want to win now, Kevin Durant is a win now move. Dylan Brooks, he's a franchise pusher as far as, helping the Grizzlies get to where they got a couple years ago left, helped the Houston Rockets get to the second seed last year, and now he's departing again. I think he's just one of those guys that's just going to help you push a franchise forward a little bit, but you're probably not going to win with him, and, he'll be a valuable trade piece.
Patrick Beverly. More like a Patrick Beverly type. You feel me? Yeah, he kind of more like a Patrick Beverly type.
Yeah. And, then talk about draft picks, 5 second-round picks. I mean, I'll get it for Kevin Durant. It probably hurts you a little bit to give away that 10th pick in this year's draft. You probably could have, got you a good prospect, good lottery pick, but, if they feel like Kevin Durant can win them a championship in the next 2 years, I mean, that's worth the trade. And, I'm pretty sure, even though they're going to be good next year, they probably, get a good trade, get some good trade value somewhere to get a good pick in 2026. So, I'll definitely give it up for Kevin Durant. And as you mentioned, we talked about, the hesitancy of trading for these older superstars with, very high capital. But I feel like this is very reasonable capital for Kevin Durant.
I was seeing something where the Rockets still kind of had a little bit to try to get Giannis. Feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really think that's realistic. I don't really think they want to give up all their draft capital and had to give up 2 more players to bring in Giannis. But if you had Thompson, KD, Giannis, and Sengun, man, you gonna do some things. So
we can talk about Giannis a little bit, but before we get into Giannis, stick a little bit with KD. There was a little talk as far as like with the Knicks. The Knicks, well, first off, the Knicks wasn't on Kevin Durant's list, but obviously the Knicks would have loved to acquire Kevin Durant, and it seems like that fell through because they just don't have the capital to get Kevin Durant. Obviously, they gave away 5 first-round picks to get Mikal Bridges a year earlier, and they probably don't have much player capital that they want to give away to acquire a Kevin Durant. And then the Minnesota Timberwolves, I saw reports where they were very, very aggressive with trying to get Kevin Durant, but Kevin Durant just didn't want to go to the Minnesota Timberwolves, which, I feel like the Timberwolves would be a good destination, but hey, he didn't want to go. The Heat, it fell between the Heat, the Spurs, and the Rockets, which are all places that Kevin Durant wanted to go. It seemed like the Heat just didn't have a good enough deal to be out the Rockets, and like the Spurs kind of just held back for whatever reason. So last 2 was between the Heat and the Rockets, which looks like the Rockets was just able to outbid the Heat. So what do you think about some of those other destinations that fell through for Kevin Durant?
If you ever really pay attention to how Kevin Durant picks the places that he wants to go, he always picks teams that's in that 2 to 7 range, that's in the playoffs. Then he likes to more go for he always picks like an area each time he wants to get traded. I feel like he was aiming towards Texas at this point. He was going Spurs, Rockets. I feel like those were the 2 more realistic choices out of this whole thing. I wanted him to go to Memphis, kind of him and Minnesota wouldn't be bad. I mean, he can bring Minnesota down. They could not win. They can keep doing. They can do what the Nets and them did. Get old players and lose again. Because I hate Minnesota. You feel what I'm saying?
Why you hate Minnesota?
I hate Minnesota.
Why do you hate Minnesota?
I hate when people get compared to the glorious Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and they are nowhere near him. You feel what I'm saying? And they always, you're cool, but you're 24 points per game. So humble yourself. But Kevin Durant, he can make some impact out there in Houston. You feel what I'm saying? He can make some impact out there. But in Miami is just Miami, man. Miami, I don't know. I can't really say nothing about Miami because it's like they be okay, then they be okay, and they be okay, and then
they still got some young pieces. They got Jaime Jr. I saw reports so they didn't want to give him away.
What?
They didn't want to give away Tyler Hero, obviously. So they didn't want to give away Bam. He's a franchise cornerstone. Yeah. So I guess he just didn't have the capital.
Yeah, Duncan Robinson, nobody wants him. I'm not trying to bash nobody. I'm just saying, nobody wants Duncan Robinson except the Miami Heat or except a team that needs to pass out the shooters or something. But nobody, no, come on, man. You ain't really got nothing in Miami to be making no trades for anybody that good. Y'all need to start building some pieces, then try to look for some trades.
So you mentioned Giannis Antetokounmpo a little bit. A few off-season rumors. The Bucks probably could just shake up and retool their roster around Giannis Antetokounmpo instead of actually trading Giannis Antetokounmpo. So some analysts are saying that Milwaukee could aggressively retool around Giannis, targeting players like RJ Barrett, Kristaps Porzingis, Lonzo Ball, or trying to clear some cap space and promising some depth signings around Giannis. So what do you think about some of these rumors about the Bucks possibly just retooling their roster instead of actually trading away not Kevin Durant, Giannis Antetokounmpo?
I feel like it's rebuild time more than you can, fix some things up. But I like Kuzma, man. I've always liked Kuzma. I feel like Kuzma can be a solid player. He can be a solid player. I wouldn't say he is a solid player. He can be a solid player. I like Kuzma. Dame, it's like one of those guys that's kind of hard to trade because who really want Dame? You feel what I'm saying? A lot of people probably do, but a lot of people don't. Teams that are on the driving point. I know a team that can take Dame, the Minnesota Timberwolves. You feel what I'm saying? That's a team that could take somebody like Dame. Somebody that's a point guard that's ready to score and win. But it's not a lot of teams in that position. They just need that one guard. You feel what I'm saying? So it's not. Dame really don't got too many places to land. I mean, I feel like Giannis,
especially with injury.
Yeah, right. I feel like Giannis is the only thing you can move at this point that makes 100% sense. You can try to build around him. I mean, Porzingis is definitely going to have to be moved because the Celtics are running out of cap right now. And he's probably the person they don't want on the team the most because, injuries and he, bouncing in and out of lineups and things. Try to attack Porzingis. And you can get Porzingis, Kuzma, Giannis, Dame, Hey, I might be sold on that lineup to be in a 4th, 5th seed type. But that's Giannis Antetokounmpo, man. He got to get back up to the 2nd, 3rd, 1st seed, man. He gotta. I feel like he should just be rerouted. I feel like it's just over with in Milwaukee. I feel like in the next 3 years, you won't win the championship. You probably, if he stay there, he probably win 1 4 5 years down the line. But you're just gonna have to go through too much, man. I don't feel like he has enough time in his career to just because he's a run jump man, so he's gonna have a little bit of a short career. I mean, he got about 5 years left in him, but
he's
all
30
that
now,
all that running and jumping, it gonna catch up with you. So I feel like he need to be rerouted and find another destination to try to get him another championship before he's at that thing. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, no. I mean, I think at this point it's just all about what Giannis wants to do. Obviously, Giannis. He sounds like he really loves Milwaukee. He doesn't really want to leave Milwaukee, but he also wants to win, and he wants to win right now. And he wants to be competitive every single year. So I think it's all about what Giannis wants. Because, I mean, if you look at the past in the league, you had Dirk Nowitzki, who was a lifer for the Mavericks, who, was competitive in 2006. They lost the NBA Finals. A couple of years later, they retooled to come back 2011. They win the NBA Finals, so with basically a whole new roster. Kobe Bryant, they had a dynasty with Shaq. He went down a couple of years. They retooled around him, got some Pau Gasol, Andrew Bynum, Lamar Odom, and they won again 2009, 2010. A couple years later, they tried to retool Dwight Howard. It didn't work, but you can constantly see, and what I'm trying to say is you have a franchise cornerstone. You be competitive for a couple of years, retool, try to get more back competitive, and get back in the championship contending window. So I think it's all about what Giannis wants to do. If he wants to be traded, just trade him. It'll make your life easier. But if he wants to stay, I believe that the Bucks can, has a path to retooling their roster. Because you look at how they won with Giannis Antetokounmpo. I mean, they had traded for Chris Middleton from the Detroit Pistons. They traded for Drew Holiday, which was obviously probably the X factor in that championship that they won in 2021. Traded for Brook Lopez. So, I mean, it's not like they don't know how to make moves to retool for players, because they did it before for that 2021 championship.
All you have right now is Kyle Kuzma, man. That's Kyle Kuzma. So,
he didn't play too good.
Yeah, I'm looking at y'all need to make some sudden movements, pretty quick. Get on it. Either if Giannis do decide not to even just leave this year, well, he got 3 more years left in his contract.
I believe so.
Something like that.
I think he got 2 more years left.
Even if he don't leave this year, if you don't make any sudden movements, man, get up out of there, Giannis. Get up out of there, man. Ain't no point in that.
Yeah. I mean, I feel bad for Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma, he had the rock in Washington D.C. and
that really more Poole fault than Kuzma. Though.
Yeah,
I feel like Poole just chucked up a lot of shots. Kuzma was actually out there trying, man. He was trying. He used to drop at least 12, 14. Yeah. Kuzma was trying. I mean, Poole was just shooting. So.
Yeah. And then, he gets sent to the Milwaukee Bucks in the middle of the season. I don't think he wanted to leave Chocolate City in the middle of the season to go to Milwaukee Bucks. I'm just gonna say
Milwaukee is pretty lame.
It's pretty rare that you see this, but during the NBA Finals, the Pacers actually made a trade as far as a draft pick to the New Orleans Pelicans during the NBA Finals. They traded their 2025 first round pick, the 23rd pick, with the Pelicans 2025 first round pick, the number 7 pick. So they basically swap picks, and meaning next year they have a chance to swap picks again. So what do you think about the Pacers trading for the number 7 pick in this year's NBA draft?
Had a pick from who?
New Orleans Pelicans.
Okay. Hey, it looking like they might get a championship, man. Number 7 pick. I mean, it's a good little swap. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't know why the Pelicans agreed, but do they just have a pick swap on them already from a prior trade? No, this is
so from what I read, basically they swapped each other's first round picks for this year, and then next year they're going to swap their picks again. So basically,
I still don't understand why New Orleans took that though.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know either.
I mean, okay, New Orleans, time to get you. I don't know if you just know something deep in the draft or something that you could just get at number 23. Yeah. Okay, whatever, but you need a number 7 pick. What are you gonna do? Trade Zion? What are you looking at doing? I'm trying to get the focus on what are you looking at doing right now. New Orleans, you're one of those teams that I always felt like can go from 11 to 1. You got Zion Williams. You had Brandon Ingram. You let him go. You had DeJounte Murray. You still got him out there. Mm-hmm. Bro, you have a solid roster. Stop making dumb decisions. Y'all keep making stupid decisions. You're like the Steelers. You're starting to become the Steelers. New Orleans, you got to make some type of smart decision. But I'm talking about Indiana right here. Mm-hmm. Indiana, great move. Get this number 7 guy. You get him. You bring him in. He can probably be a decent guy. I feel like who is the dude I've been hearing? Ace Bailey. That like number 4 or 5, but he been trying to talking crazy. Mm-hmm. Bring him in, man. He might drop. Bring him in. You have your good guy. You win your championship next year. Haliburton get his get back, man. I'll be happy for you, man. We got this year, so Indiana, I like that move.
Yeah. I guess I guess they feel like they have a chance. I guess they feel like they have a chance of being competitive next year. So maybe they want to swap with the Pacers just in case the Pacers don't, play well next year after the Tyrese Haliburton trade. I don't know. But they're saying draft boards are now saying that they may take Asa Newell, a forward out of Georgia, 6'11". He's projected to be around. He's projected to be available around that spot where the Pelicans are now drafting at number 23. So maybe they feel like he can, be a good player for them, and maybe they have a chance of getting an even better pick next year in the 2026 NBA draft.
Maybe just okay. I wanted to think about that when Tyrese Haliburton got hurt. I was like, okay, the speediest, speedy recovery. Like
Achilles takes a year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Even the speedy recovery is February, March.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, maybe we don't see that much with Tyrese Haliburton. We might see probably 10 of the last 15 games of him next season, and he's still not going to be 100%. You feel what I'm saying? Maybe we just see that. I mean, I still wouldn't bank on the Pacers being that horrible. Even from that, you still got Siakam down there. You still got McConnell looking like he might end up.
TJ Nash.
He might end up in his career off being a 14, 15 point per game type guy. So I mean, if you still got that, I still got faith that the Pacers can still be a 6-7 seed, and the Pelicans just completely messed up. But it's New Orleans. They gonna mess up. So.
Okay, so some other big news around the NBA, the National Basketball Association. The Los Angeles Lakers now have a new owner. Mark Walter bought the Lakers for a record $10 billion, skyrocketing the previous franchise value NBA of the $6.1 billion sale of the rival Boston Celtics. The former ownership of the Lakers, obviously headed by Jeannie Buss and the Buss family, who's been owner of the Lakers since 1979. Obviously, they had the legendary owner, Jerry Buss, who was obviously the owner for all the Lakers dynasties that we've come to know and love. And the Busses, the family, will continue to hold a 15% ownership in the Los Angeles Lakers, but Mark Walter is now the majority owner. If you don't know Mark Walter is the owner of the LA Dodgers, the most recent World Series champion in baseball, MLB, but he also owns Chelsea FC Football Club and the LA Sparks. Actually, I didn't know that. So, what do you think about this move for the Los Angeles Lakers franchise?
I was gonna say something so crazy. I just had to think about it. I was gonna be like a new master. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to say it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna put it like that. But that's just a little inside joke type thing. Don't take it too serious. I mean, I never thought the Lakers management was bad, but like now I'm starting to hear things that like they was kind of bad.
They've been shaky.
I never knew anything, but I had to realize, okay, since you made all these bad moves, it got to be something wrong with you. I mean, since 2020, you've been making nothing but bad moves, especially after 2020.
Yeah.
After 2020, you probably one of the worst franchises that's just making moves, man. You were just doing dumb things. I mean. Yeah. You almost got it this year. If you would have got Mark Williams and he wouldn't have felt that physical, you almost had it. I ain't gonna lie. You might have won a playoff a series or two. You almost had it this year. Yeah. But, man, these last 5 years for the Lakers have been horrible, man. From picks, Connect got a little light on him. I say a little light in Connect. But, the things that Los Angeles have been doing management-wise these last 5 years have been horrible. So, I mean, looking at a new system might not be too bad, but I just want to see how it work out. I mean, right now I really can't say anything. I mean, the LA Dodgers won a championship. So, I mean, I just want to see what's going to be different.
Yeah, and I, being a Lakers fan, I kind of know the ups and downs with the ownership. Obviously, before Jeannie Buss took ownership, it went to the first child in line after Jerry Buss passed away was his son. I can't remember his name, but the son was not doing things right, and Jeannie Buss decided to snatch the ownership away from him, and their brother actually sued Jeannie for control back of the Lakers. So you got some family fight in there. But Jeannie Buss, I mean, for the most part, she's done her best since taking control of the Lakers in the early mid 2010s. Obviously, they won a championship in 2020, but before LeBron got there, it was looking pretty spooky for the Lakers. I mean, I remember it was a time when the Lakers was on TV every day on all the sports shows talking about just how bad the organization was looking, and obviously LeBron came in, turned it around. Used his clutch connections to get Anthony Davis over there. They won a championship in 2020. And then after that, 2020 season, the 2020 championship, it just got a little spooky. He traded away Alex Caruso, which I thought was an amazing piece. Obviously, he helped the Thunder this year. He was helping the Bulls for a little while. They decided to go with Montrezl Harrell, the short 6'8" center, instead of keeping JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard on board. Dwight Howard's story is a completely different thing. Dennis Schroeder. I mean, Dennis Schroeder was a very good player when he first came to the Lakers, and he had a spooky first season with the Lakers, which he was kind of shunned and exiled from LA. Then he came back and had a good season for LA. So he had an up and down journey with the Lakers. Russell Westbrook is probably the biggest stain on the Lakers organization during his last 5 years. They got LeBron and AD to talk him to bring in Russell Westbrook, which I still don't understand because
he wasn't horrible, man. He's all right.
He
wasn't Westbrook, but he was all right.
The Russell Westbrook Lakers run is a whole podcast episode. But anyway, the Russell Westbrook trade was obviously, terrible for the Lakers. And then I give him his props. Rob Pelinka, the way he was able to get off of Russ and then bring all those other guys, Jerry Vanderbilt and Rui Hachimura and all that, he deserved to be Zayco of the Year that year when he did that.
Rui Hachimura?
Yeah. What?
Continue.
Rui Hachimura? He's been great for the Lakers.
Has he?
Yes. He's like our fourth best player outside of Austin Reeves. Rui Hachimura has been balling. The year we went to the conference finals, he was amazing.
Yeah, let's say.
We found a diamond in the rough of Rui Hachimura.
He had some off games now. He had some off games. And some important moments too. In some important moments, he had some off games. 0 rebounds. I remember. He did a lot. He lost a lot of money.
He's a small power forward. But anyways, long story short, the Lakers have been very up and down the last few years. And obviously, you talk about issues with money. Would you say the Lakers, why they got issues with money? It's because the Lakers is a family-ran business. The only business is the Lakers. They have no other venture outside of the Los Angeles Lakers. But you talk about this new guy, Mark Walter, who's the owner of the LA Dodgers. First off, winner. Also owns the LA Sparks. Also owns a soccer club. So he has money. He has a very large venture group. So the Lakers shouldn't have no problem with money moving forward.
The problem they have with money is LeBron James. Stop paying. Stop paying LeBron James so much money. LeBron James, take a pay cut. Become Tom Brady. Man, you're old. You're 40. Take a pay cut. There's no reason for you to be.
He's definitely taking a pay cut. He's taking a pay cut. He isn't getting the money that he's supposed to be getting.
Bro, he's still getting
the max, but he's not getting the money he's supposed to be getting.
He shouldn't be top 10 paid in the league right now.
I don't think he is top 10 paid in the league.
LeBron is definitely top 10 paid in the league right now. LeBron is top 10 paid in the league right now. LeBron shouldn't be that high. He shouldn't be that much paid. LeBron, you made your money. Now it's time for you to get one more ring so we can be talking crazy Jordan lovers so we can be saying you number one. We don't care about your money no more. You got to be here. We need you to win a ring.
He is not top 10 paid in the league right now.
How is he not?
Because he definitely takes pay cuts. So number one is Stephen Curry with $59 million. Number two, Joel Embiid with $55 million. Tied with Nikola Jokic with $55 million. Kevin Durant is number 4 with $54 million. Jason Tatum $54 million. Jimmy Butler $54 million. Anthony Davis $54 million. Damian Lillard $54 million. Giannis $54 million, and Bradley Beal $53.
He number 12. Bro, the only reason he is not top 10 is because some of these contracts are completely horrible. Dame Lillard contract. That's put that in another episode or whatever, off-season talk. Bro, some of these contracts are horrible. But LeBron, I need to see.
He's 14, 48 million.
Okay. I need to see about 42. You're really 30. You really only work by 35. But I need to see about 42. You feel what I'm saying? You make $42 million a year, we can bring why did I say we? I'm not no Laker fan. You can bring in somebody else. You can bring in a decent center. You feel me? You can probably get Porzingis in the free agency if you cut LeBron down a little bit. I mean, you might be able to finesse right there, man. You get somebody that can get some rebounds. Rodgers cannot grab a rebound. Get somebody that can get some rebound down there, man. I see the Lakers doing something next year.
Jimmy Butler, Giannis, and Damian Lillard are 11, 12, and 13.
Jimmy Butler got a horrible contract. I'm talking about that. He's only worth 37.
If there wasn't a cap in the NBA, LeBron would be the top paid every single year. Yeah. Because, I mean, you talk about LeBron, his value goes way beyond on the court. That
man is not top 5 value players right now.
He definitely is.
Value to the team players?
He's still the face of the league at 40 years old. He's the face of the league at 40 years old.
But, okay, so you tell me it's not 5 guys that are valued more on their team than LeBron is valued.
I'm not talking about value to the team. LeBron has value to the league.
Oh, yeah, of course.
LeBron has value to the league.
He makes money,
he's bigger than the Lakers.
Yeah.
He's bigger than the Lakers.
He makes money, for sure. He for sure makes money.
Yeah.
I mean, they just sold the Lakers for $10 billion. He probably got half that himself. So, you know what I'm saying? It's LeBron. You know what I'm saying? He probably could have bought the Lakers himself. I don't think he wanted to.
I don't think he could buy the Lakers, man.
Probably went broke, messing with them players, man. But, hey, I like Vanderbilt, too. I don't want to just, not throw that in there. Vanderbilt is one of my favorite guys in the league, man, especially on the defensive side of the ball. I like that guy.
So we can't have a DFT episode without covering a little bit of the field. So we got Jaire Alexander. Jaire Alexander has officially signed with the Baltimore Ravens with a 1-year contract worth up to $6 million, base salary $4 million, with up to $2 million in incentives. Obviously, Jaire Alexander has been one of the premier corners in the NFL for the last few years. Obviously, he's a 2-time Pro Bowler. He's a former first-round pick in 2018, and a little connection. He's was college teammate of Lamar Jackson in Louisville, and I believe there's also roommates at one point as well. And 24 hours before, or a little less than 24 hours before the Ravens signed Jaire Alexander, Lamar Jackson said in a press that he urging GM Eric DeCosta to go get him, Eric, go get him. So he got his guy in Jaire Alexander in the building playing corner. He's going to join a loaded secondary with Nate Wiggins, Chidobe Awuzie, Marlon Humphrey, Kyle Hamilton, and Malachi Starks. Obviously, he's been limited on 14 games total over the last 2 seasons due to a couple of injuries on shoulder, knee, groin, and he had a 1-game suspension last season, I believe. So what do you think about this move, Baltimore Ravens getting Jaire Alexander for pretty much pennies on the dollar?
I don't know what the Ravens are doing right now, but they're grabbing some great guys, and they're grabbing them for very cheap. So the Ravens, I need it, man. I need a ring, man. Yeah. You're making the best moves in football right now. Every single offseason, you're making the best moves in football, and it never translates to the season or the playoffs. It never translates. Yeah. So I don't want to just keep saying the Ravens, Baltimore making all these great moves, getting these pieces here, getting pieces here. You got the running back last year. Now you got the secondary. Probably the best you can get.
DeAndre Hopkins.
Hopkins over there now?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I completely forgot about that, man. We ain't talked about the field in a minute, man. You got Hop over there. You got the wide receiver. You got the cornerback now. You got the running back last year. Man, you are completely ready to win football games. You win football games and you keep choking the playoff. I can't see it no more, man. Patrick Mahomes is done. Mm-hmm. He done. Lamar Jackson, I need you to get you one next year. Next year is your year. If you don't get it next year, man, I don't think you ever going to get it. But I want to see the Ravens get into a winning position. The defense is ready. The offense is ready. I'm scared of that team next year, for sure.
Like you said, the Ravens made a lot of moves in the last couple of seasons. Obviously, you get all of Derrick Henry last year, who had an amazing year for the Ravens this year. I know he has some MVP votes. Also got Jaire Alexander. We just talking about that. They got DeAndre Hopkins for on a 1 year, $5 million deal. Maybe he can be where Odell was a couple years ago.
Odell was cool, bro. He was cool.
That was his last good season for sure. But Chidobe Awuzie, he's on the team now as well.
Who is that?
He's the corner that used to play for the Titans.
Yeah, I ain't been following Tennessee in a minute. I mean, you gotta put me on, man. I know you just said a crazy name. I was like,
he's pretty good corner, man. Okay. And they got Cooper Rush from the Dallas Cowboys.
Wait.
Cooper Rush, backup QB.
When did they get Cooper Rush, man?
You don't remember?
We gotta put the field in here a little more, man. I'm forgetting too much information.
That was before season 2 started.
Okay,
tight, for sure. Okay. But yeah, Cooper Rush in the building, a good insurance valuable backup behind Lamar Jackson, and is able to re-sign the offensive tackle Ronnie Stanley, the offensive tackle former Pro Bowler, to a 3-year deal, and was able to get their fullback Patrick Ricard, one of premier fullbacks in the NFL. So I mean, the Ravens, they got all the pieces that they need. They just got to win. They got to get over the hump, man. They
got more pieces than they need. They should have won last year. Win the championship this year. This is your last chance. If you don't win this year, you lose these free agents you just picked up now. Mm-hmm. You're never going to win with Lamar Jackson. Win next year. Next year is your shot.
I think that's it. Anything else you want to talk about?
Shout out Bo Nix.
Well, that's it. That's all for episode 4 of season 2 of the Fan Take. I'm Kam, that's Tweety, and we'll see you next week.
OKC, I'm in the Thunder. I be feeling like I'm chick. Switch up like KD, Draymond.